whatever about my age, but I get so mad when people really underguess. Like, it's like, okay, I'm glad you think I'm young. Yeah, but it's like at the because I shaved that one time when I was in LA. The guy thought I was 18, and I was like, what the fuck? I just got a bad case of baby face, man. I need to chisel this jaw. You know what I'm saying?
I just wear my clothes like a 18-year-old, so I feel like that's it.
This tomboy hasn't discovered her womanhood yet. That only happens at a certain age. I'm old and have old point of views on the world. Alright, game number one.
When do I get that? Womanhood, when do I get that? Like, do I pick it up at a store? Or?
I think you get it like once a month or something like that, from what I understand. Okay, game number one here in the losers bracket semifinals. Spawning in the top right side of the map, it's none other than Team Liquid's TLO. Getting a little annoyed by this probe.
It's like the monthly loot boxes. In the bottom right, as the blue Protoss.
What would the loot be? You're like, either congratulations. Congratulations, inside this box, it was either a baby or blood. Like, you don't know which.
Oh my god, that is the worst. Loot box.
Like, what were you expecting? A t-shirt?
I was trying to think of like good things that happened around that time, and I actually can't think of any. I know there's some, okay, but
like, well,
your skin looks better. No, not even. That's not even it.
I mean, yeah, no. I feel like
I know we're gonna go with this.
Yes, I'm gonna stop. So moving forward, TLO cancels his third to take the natural up here. I shouldn't say canceled, but rather stops trying to take this one, hoping that ShoWTimE had just left it alone and there wasn't a pylon down, so easily takes his natural where he'd like it. Third base gets over here because he did scout where ShoWTimE was, so he may have taken his third here otherwise, but realizing not wanting to expand towards his opponent is a good idea.
Right. ShoWTimE once again showcasing his diagonal wall, despite being totally okay if he had gone for the wall off of the front. The new layer lack, he just prefers it this way.
Yeah. By the way, the suggestions that Zombie Fear Dragon and I would rotate in a cast is admirable and smart at first conception. The problem is someone always has to be streaming, which means one person never gets to take a break ever. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean, you could wait for like a bit longer downtime if a player needs a break to swap over streams, but you'd be surprised how many people leave a stream if it goes down for like a second.
Yeah, like
there's
we
no
had
seamless transition.
The 3-minute restart earlier, and we lost 2,000 people for it. It's just not worth it. We just tough it out. You walk it off. You be tough, guys. You gotta be TUFF about casting StarCraft. All right. I'm
tough.
When I'm not casting StarCraft, I'm lifting weights all day. Gotta get tough.
Are you?
I'm not shouting out that subscriber.
Rifkin's left fang, so better than a middle nipple.
Thank you, Arctic Eagle, for resubbing. And that other person doesn't exist, so I don't believe in them. Or I don't believe in them, so they don't exist? Something like that. Link's going to try and tear down these rocks. Not a bad idea out of TLO, but with the mothership here, it's probably not going to happen too much. Or sorry, at all.
Yeah. It's cleaned up, so nothing to worry about there. TLO is going to go for melee upgrade, which we see commonly enough, so not such a surprise. But, I mean, this entire tournament has really been a lot of macro games, first of all, and like only a handful of cheeses, which is so weird because it started off with Cheese City, am I right, Lilicanine? But it's also been pretty standard games.
Philadelphia or something?
What did I say? That's Philadelphia?
I don't know, Cheese City? Or no, Cheese-adelphia,
okay.
That's what I was thinking, sorry.
It was like Cheese City? I mean, Wisconsin is known for its cheese, and New York's known for its cheesecake.
Why is Wisconsin known for cheese?
Because it makes a lot of cheese. Like, it has a lot of cows, it's a lot of farmland.
Oh, is that the one with those hats that look like cheeses or whatever at, like, football games and stuff?
Probably. I don't know.
Nailed it. Okay.
So glad you nailed it.
So Phoenix coming in for a nice scout around TLO's base as I interrupt Zombie and we both forget what we were talking about prior. That's called a seamless transition right there, folks. I should have been a Taylor, but instead I was a Graham. Oh.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you.
Oh, I wish you were, because my jokes have been pretty on point. I gotta say.
I heard you're. I'm not. Wait, no, I'm not a tailor. I'm Graham. What?
Because of the seamlessness. You know, Taylor would.
Oh, but
Whatever. My
You're not
jokes are on point. My jokes are on point, and you suck. What are you
Yes,
laughing at?
I'm sorry.
Stop
The
it!
Chat
You're being a butt. I know. I saw. I'm trying not to read it. Unfortunately, despite people's assumptions, I've had a girlfriend and a sister, and I know too much about the previous topic. More than I wish I did. Anyways, so the Phoenixes flying around the map right now are... They're not really doing much. They might pick up a couple drones here and there. Maybe ShoWTimE gets a queen, but for the most part, TLO's not in any grave danger. Not immediately, at least.
The Bailey nest that came down was probably just for the possible adept suicide. I mean, I don't know if he's going to use it as a main composition point, but they are effective against anything that is basically light.
Yeah.
So both like designated as light, but also like light coloring. So zealots, adepts, not immortals per se,
Coloring?
but colossus. That's always how I always remembered it back when I was like bronze, you know?
Oh,
when I
that's
was
not
gold,
bad.
yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because
But-
colossus were originally, you know, actually used in this matchup.
Well, what I find really interesting about this for TLO is, like, first off, I really like the Infestation Pit. I want to see Infestors. We saw him trying him earlier, I think it was. And Snoot even too. But one of the things about this for Lings that's so nice is, well, Phoenixes are good against light units, and they would shred Lings to bits. They don't have the energy to possibly lift all of them up in the air. So that's one of the really, really nice aspects of this. Of course, Fungal Growth will take care of the Phoenix eventually, but that's, I feel, not a high priority for him in this situation. Looks like he's knocking on the door outside the map. Hello, mushy mushy, but the Lings get killed instead of turned away because ShoWTimE is the guy from Saw.
And what if they were selling Girl Scout cookies?
Then you let them the hell in. You
Yeah,
take the
that's right.
cookies and then you kill them.
You know that like that who was like I think it was Dragon maybe? No. Shit, I can't remember, but it was a Zerg player and they wanted in on Zelnaga, so they said, "Let me in, present."
Oh, that was True
Choya?
and True and Patience. Oh no, True and Parting or something.
No, that was a what
Because
I'm
the
talking
silly
about happened,
Zergs
like-
were gold and
No, I remember
and-
the first thing
or golden.
that's
Excuse me.
yeah, so I guess that might have been Golden on Zelnaga Caverns, like in 2010 that it happened.
Oh,
You know
you're
what?
talking about old games.
Yes, yeah, very, very old games. Like the very first time that it was, I guess, funny.
I remember a True and Parting game where that was the same thing.
Right.
They were talking a lot during the game, and
Yeah, I remember
smack
that
talking
too.
each other very poorly in English.
But
whoa,
damn,
whoa.
yeah, Neural Parasite is pretty cool looking.
Oh, well, there's that, but also this aspect where TLO has taken a lot of static defense. I'm really curious about the Neural Parasite for this, though. We've talked about this a lot. Fenner is the only player I've ever actually seen make this work or try to go for it. Like, we haven't seen any pros go for Neural Parasite that actually used it. Nurcio went for it in one game, of course, but never used it. And the reason why I'm whoa-whoa-whoing about this is because they gave it its range back. Neural Parasite is no longer basically a melee spell. You can actually Neural Parasite from a fair distance away, making it a little bit more, I guess, viable.
Yeah, just actually getting in there. The Warp In is not going to work out. That's
No,
a
oh
pretty
my
cancel.
god. The cries of those zealots. Jesus, lost to the to the ether.
So they don't actually die though. Like,
Do they
Right?
though? I mean, you don't know.
when they're cancelled? I
We
don't
don't
think they
know.
die when they're cancelled.
All I know is I heard the screams of a lot of death.
Yeah, that's why
Rah, rah.
they're just really, really upset they can't do the fight.
Okay, that would be if they're zealots. That would actually make sense. Like, it's in their name.
That's true.
Banelings will be particularly good against the zealots, actually. But I'm curious, where do these neural parasites go down on an Archon?
Cool.
Nice.
It doesn't even do that much, but it's cool anyways.
Well, you can focus it down, like just hold it in place and beat it
oh yeah,
senseless.
it's useful, but to use all of your energy on 5 neural parasites, that's the word, doesn't seem it would be actually be the most useful.
Look at
And
that
there are Archon's
range,
grabs.
though, like for real. And the worst part is, you don't auto attack. Like, he's gonna use the break the force field. That's so clever. That's so cool. But you don't auto attack
That was-
your own units. So for ShoWTimE, like the Archon's sit there doing damage, but he can't do anything about it.
That was cool to break the force fields, but the warp person did get a warp in here.
Yeah.
Chop it down, chop it down. The aggressive fourth base seems to be a pretty popular move in these positions on this map. So, as long as you have confidence you can get it up and ready to go, with saturation and pylons to overcharge, then I guess more power to you.
Racing.
Sella, thanks, chat.
Okay, well, the Immortals, of course, can do a lot of damage. But he's choosing to focus on the Archons. I'm curious on this because grabbing the Immortals to fire on the other Immortals might not be too bad of an idea. But TLO's lost all his army. This game's over, and GG, the favor of ShoWTimE.
It's not like TLO was ever. He never took like, oh my god, he's so bad in this game. But that end fight looked like something like that had happened.
I think it got to this point where he was focusing too much on neurals and maybe, I don't know, not the proper armor composition combined with attention span. I don't know. Like, I really like the idea of the neural parasite, and I think for TLO, it wasn't meant to be a grab one unit at a time like an abduct, but more it was supposed to be like you just take 5 units out of the fight. The same way a Phoenix crowd control, so does neural parasite. Regardless of whatever the intentions were, did not work out, unfortunately.
Tell you what, though, we had some amazing conversation.
Yeah, that was one of those games.
Tell you what.
I guess I did not put a hard enough comma in my speech to indicate that I've just basically been around women in my life, and now apparently I've dated my sister, according to chat. That was
oh, Jesus.
the dumbest misunderstanding I've ever seen.
What a leap.
All right, going to join off of TLO and hop into game number 2. Map is Dusk Towers. Got the intro for this. So some fun questions in chat asking about the limitations, I guess, of Neural Parasite because we don't see it a lot. Honestly, I've kind of forgotten most of them, but I know that you can't put something into a Nidus Worm and you can't put something into an Overlord as the common questions are. So you can't Warp Prism pick up a Neural Parasited probe and save it for later type thing. Or drone, I guess. Anyways, game number 2 coming into play on Dusk Towers. He's down 1 at the moment. This is the losers bracket of the WCS Shanghai qualifiers, and it's gonna be the red Zerg player TLO.
In the top right, as the blue Protoss, it's ShoWTimE.
So here's a thing I want to try and challenge, but I fear that we'll only get like 1 tweet and I'll feel like an idiot for asking. But I know there's a lot of people out there who are like this guy with the iguana, like me with my cat. Like, if you've got an animal chilling with you while you're watching BaseTradeTV, tweet us a picture. Like, just, I don't know, it could be the back of your animal's head and the screen, or maybe you do like full on selfie mode. I know that the cat loves to sit on my lap, so I can just kind of lean back and take a photo, and she'll be she'll be the star of the photo. But yeah, tweet us at BaseTradeTV pictures of you and your animals. If you're watching this right now with an animal, if you're chilling with one of your pets, having some photos.
I really wish my brother's water dragon didn't die.
Whoa! What the fuck?
Sorry, I know it was gonna be more of a.
I thought this was gonna be like, I wish it was cool and like would watch StarCraft with me.
No,
like, I wish it didn't, die.
So my brother had
like
one,
Abraham
and then
Lincoln.
he took care of it for about a year, and then got really, really dumb about it, and unfortunately it ended up dying. But like, I really wish that he had just like given it to me. My mom ended up taking care of it, but like, I really wish I had a water dragon. To be honest, like, big lizards are kind of cool.
Okay, I don't know what a water dragon is, and the more you describe this, the more it sounds like a Magic the Gathering card. Okay, like, I don't know.
Just imagine like a bearded dragon, but without the beard.
This still sounds like a Magic the Gathering card.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a bearded dragon?
No.
Oh shit!
Is this a real
popular,
thing?
like,
I thought you were trolling me.
No. It's the most popular like introductory lizard because it like doesn't give no fucks. So it's pretty tan and has like a spiky ridge around its like chin. I guess that's why it's like bearded.
Wait, okay, I think I know what you're talking about. That might have been what this guy had on the photo.
Okay,
I just said iguana because it's like the only lizard I can think of. I wasn't gonna call it a snake because I'm like, it's definitely not a snake.
That snake.
So if it's not one of the 2 reptiles I know, then I don't know, man. It must be something else entirely.
The water dragon's like greener, and anyways, I wish I had one. Is the end of this
Oh,
conversation?
CK Walsh confirming it's a beardy, he says.
Okay, there we go.
It's the beardy. That's the life I live in, guys. Like, I don't know lizards, so if you were to show me a picture of, like, I don't know, anything that wasn't an iguana or a snake, I'd be like, what is that, a bird? I got no fucking clue. Where's the feathers? What's that bird got no feathers?
You should just call all snakes, or all lizards, snakes with legs. It's
That's
fine.
about right.
Everyone will know what you mean.
Alright, full surround. Well, not full surround, but mostly surrounded. The overcharge is going to get popped, and this is going to be a little bit close. Still gets the cancel. For TLO, that's a nice start.
Right. So once again, go into the +1 melee path of things, and we might see pathogens. Damn it, pathogens.
You almost had it.
I know, right? It was so close.
That was not only a terrible segue, that was not a good transition at all.
What's the difference between a segue and a transition?
A segue would be changing topics in a very fluid manner, I feel, and
Okay.
a transition is just you go to one thing to another, like you transfer from one topic to another. So I could be like, okay, now let's talk about pink elephants.
So what is a
or I could be
smooth
like,
transition?
speaking of pink elephants,
Anyways, he might be getting infestors as well as he did last game. I'm not sure that he'll go with the neuroparasite though. Like that really did not seem like it was helping a ton.
so I actually, again, like I feel there's some instances where that would be really cool to see. The combination fungal growth potential, infested potential, like that's all great for infestors. But I love the idea that you could crowd control units kind of akin to what Phoenix were doing. You know, you run in from behind to pick up 5 of the Hydras, scoop up 6 of the Lurkers. Remove them from the fight, but the difference is not only do you crowd control, you get to use them to fight with. So I actually thought what TLO did was a really freaking cool idea, and I'm hoping we actually see it again with an infestation pit coming down so quickly.
Yeah. Like, if a mass army engagement happened, yes, it does, it adds Canon a lot, especially with the new range, hope your infestors don't die. But all we saw was TLO just constantly backing up from a main army engagement and trying to pick off 1 or 2 at a time. I don't know how he's gonna fix that part, because his Hydras were, you know, pretty squishy. They're just dying whenever he actually took a fight, so I don't know.
Well, everything looks very similar. Melee upgrades again. We're going to have the third base. I mean, everything looks good. There we go. Pathogen Glands starts up. I mean, this might just be Pathogen Glands. Like, I'm not going to say TLO is going to jump to Neural Parasite. It's hardly the meta of the game right now. What I am more questioning is, like, we watched Snoot knock him out with ShoWTimE, that is, with, you know, Roche Ravager all in. Boom. Hits hard, hits quick, so much supply. How do you deal with it? Why not try and go with something along those lines? And maybe TLO's just not comfortable doing this build, and that's fine. Maybe he wants to prove something and practice something in a tournament setting. I got no idea, guys, but...
Yeah, it could be that he is so scared that ShoWTimE is good against that. Kind of like flipping it onto ShoWTimE's skill as opposed to TLO's style. So, you know, ShoWTimE is a pretty good Protoss. He probably knows how to deal with the straight up boring... Whoa, that was weird. The boring old
weird, yeah, for sure.
Roach Ravager, and then I have to actually do something a little bit different.
Yes!
It is going to be the Neuroparasite again, but he's going to have to find a better way to take an engagement then, because really, ShoWTimE, he wasn't scared of the Neuroparasite, and he just kind of walked around for a minute or two, and then took a fight, and then won. It didn't look that difficult.
So we already have a couple of people tweeting us things, one of which is a dog. Apparently has a death grip on the wife of said viewer. I'm just gonna retweet all these pet pictures. Actually, these are so cute. Someone's got a cat. This is how I find my my future wife. You gotta sift through and find A, the girls, and then B, the cat girls.
The cat girls are something different.
Oh yeah, actually, this isn't an anime. But no, thank you guys. Like, oh, you guys have such adorable pets. Check them out on the BaseTrade Twitter. I just retweeted like 5 of them. We'll check back after the game, guys. I don't get too distracted. Things are starting to get a little bit heated. Hydras and Lings are a really nice just blanket force, and I guess all things considered, like, what is it that's scary to Hydras and Lings? Things like Storms and the bigger things like the Archons. So if you can remove the Archons from play with Neural Parasite, it's what, Adepts and Immortals versus Lings and Hydras? I think that goes in the Zerg favor every single time.
We'll see. The Bane that's coming down again, I thought that was last game just for the potential Adept not all in, but kind of run by. But he's getting it so late that, depths are obviously not going to be your main problem here. They're not going to be running by. They're going to be maybe dropped off by warp prisms, but he didn't really use the Banelings in his main composition. I wonder why he's getting it again here. Oh, yeah, 3 Evo chambers? Cool.
TLO has a lot of money to spend, I suppose. 3 adrenal glands and then 1 behind it. Okay. That's weird as hell to try and describe. Ultraless cavern. Yo, this is where I like this even better than what we described before, because what is it that trucks an Ultralisk zombie grub?
Oh, Immortals?
Yeah, and if you get neural parasite,
Okay.
I'm really mad that took you so long to reply. I was about to be like, really?
Well,
But-
I really wanted to think of something clever. Like, I was going to say semi-trucks, but then I gave up.
As long as you weren't going like the
I
trailer.
wonder what you get. This
Okay.
is a tough question.
Anyways, the reason I'm suddenly so excited about this move is because neural parasites will work on the immortals as well. There's about 5 infestors, 6 immortals. If you remove them from the fight, it's a whole other can of worms. So it's not going to be the immortals that get grabbed. In fact, Phoenix is interrupting this with the graviton beam. However, the infestors are dying a lot faster than they can actually grab the archons. And while they got some good hits on the zealots, I'm not sure if this is going to be enough. Just cancel it up, man. Those Phoenixes actually just wrecked TLO's whole strategy. I'm really sad about that, and we're going to see him die.
Yeah,
So
we are
all
gonna
that
see him
hype,
lose.
all that hype goes right out the window.
I love Ling usage in this matchup. Always have. The Narrow Parasite looked cool, but I just don't like...
I love the idea though of where this was going, and I want TLO to perfect this. I'm way too excited for a failed strategy in a series that was lost. But I love the idea of where that was going a lot, actually. Either way, congratulations to ShoWTimE. He will advance to another best of 3. Well, he will wait to fight against Tefl. We're probably going to cast that, although Happy and Nurcho started. Never mind. So we're going to be casting. We'll follow TLO to fight against, ShoWTimE, excuse me, to fight against Tefl. That will be the last best of 3 we get to cast, because after that we're going to have to trade out with Fear Dragon. This guy tweeted a picture of his egg. What is this, like your bird to be?
Aw. Where's Lizard to be?
I think it's his food, to be honest. We got pictures of dogs, cats, oh my, and then an egg. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, guys, we're going to go to a break. We'll be back in a few minutes, and when we return, hopefully Tefl and ShoWTimE will be ready to party. But like I said, we're going to be probably stopping the cast after this, because it'll be Fear Dragon's turn to cast the North American brackets.